What up, dude?
What up, my man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, I have a question for you. Have you ever rearranged the dishes in the dishwasher after your wife has like gone and put dishes in the dishwasher?
Every day.
Asking for a friend.
Every every day. Every day. Next question.
Do you really?
Uh
Because I do every
this
day
is a
as well.
point of contention for my wife and I. And it's not extreme. Like there are times when someone else loads the dishwasher and I'm
Mhm.
like, and I'll completely reload it because I'm like, dude, certain things go certain places because they're not going to get clean. Otherwise, you can't stack two dishes directly on top of each other and expect the one that's
On top.
stacked
Yeah.
on top to actually somehow defy the physics of water and dishwashers and somehow
Yep.
get clean. Now, my wife doesn't usually do that, but the other day, for example, she put two plates. I'm like, honey, those aren't. And this, I actually chose not to do it, but I noted it, and I'm like, when I go to unload this tomorrow morning, I guarantee you that plate is going to be dirty,
That dish will not
and
be clean.
and and it was dirty, and
I
so we
I
actually argue about this. I don't know. Do you
dude,
and your wife argue about this?
well, last
We
night.
actually argue about
That's
this.
why I'm bringing it up because
Hmm.
she'll put like five dishes in like just awkwardly placed in random places and like nothing aligns and fits and like there's like room for like five dishes and instead of like stacking them all in a line and I mean you could get like 20 dishes in there. I'm like,
Yeah,
what why do you do this like every single time? She's like, I just don't have time to put them in the right place. I'm like,
because it
okay.
does. It takes a ton of
Yeah,
time to.
yeah. So yes, we have arguments about where to place dishes in the dishwasher, which is pretty ridiculous, but this is what happens after
Well,
15 years.
and I'll tell you, I think, and what the one feature I don't like, I might just remove it from my dishwasher. The slide out at the top where you
Mm,
put like flat things, they never get clean, and I
yeah.
always hand wash them after. So I open it and I take them all out and I just hand wash them, and I just do it because I'm like, I'm gonna rewash these dishes anyways,
Yeah.
so why not just do it now? And I don't mind washing dishes. I actually enjoy washing dishes and drying and putting away. It doesn't really bother me. So, anyways,
So
really good topic.
follow on question. Would you want your daughter's husband to be so nitpicky and arguing about dishes placement in the dishwasher?
I hope that my high standards are passed down to my daughter, who then marries a man who also, or she appreciates at least a man who has high standards for things to include dishes.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been talking about this idea of would we are we treating our wives the way that we want our future sons-in-law to treat our daughters? And I think it's an important question. I think it's profound. And more than anything, it's just one of those thought-provoking questions that causes you to analyze and be more self-aware of the way that you are treating this person that you've said is a priority person, I, hopefully the most important person in your life. um it's an interesting question.
Yeah, it really is. We were on our last mastermind retreat, and it was the last day of the retreat, and we were all at the lunch table, and my wife texts me, and she asked me that question, like kind of out of the blue. She's like, do you feel like you're treating me the same way that you would want your daughter's husband to be treating her?" And I was like, whoa, I don't know. And it was a pretty profound question because it's now a part of our mission statement for the Storehouse Mastermind. But my answer was no. I don't think I'm treating you the way that I want my daughter to be treated. And that in itself was like a big wake up call for me because we've been married almost 15 years now, and it's we're not just roommates. I mean, we show affection to each other, and we have good conversations, but I haven't been going like above and beyond, right? And we just finished a 14-day love challenge, and I was going above and beyond for those 14 days of showing affection, showing, I know what her love languages are. And you know, I want my daughter, her husband, to like pursue her at all times, right? I want my daughter to truly feel loved all the time and like have an epic marriage. So why am I not doing that in my own marriage? It was kind of a wake up moment for me.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. And I think we should be asking ourselves more of these difficult questions, right? And I think we can ask, even if it's not necessarily, excuse me, a comparison that way, but am I being, am I a good friend? Am I a good husband? Am I a good father? I think just asking that question honestly and taking the time to seriously consider what that means is important. I think it's a really good exercise. And I also think it's not that hard to do and spend time in it, but I think it's always time well spent, but it also forces you, ideally, it forces you to take the next step and say, okay, well, don't just say, yep, good husband, good father. Like, what does a good husband look like? Like, what does a good husband do? Instead of just saying these things that sound really good, because I think we do that too often. I want to be healthy. Okay, awesome. Well, what does that actually mean? Like, have you ever broken that down into like, no kidding, actionable bites? Okay, being healthy means I sleep 8 hours a night. Like, even just that one, right, can make a world of difference. And that's just one aspect of myriad aspects of health. So the same thing with these questions is, okay, well, what does a good husband look like? And do I treat my daughter, or I'm sorry, do I treat my wife the way I want my daughters to be treated? No. Okay, well, how do I want my daughters to be treated? Like, what would that dude look like? What would he do? What are the things that and I think once you break it down into that, it leaves like the ethereal area of this grand idea of being a good dad, being a good husband, and it gets down into like calendar level action steps that we can take and be like, okay, well, I just dating. That's cool. All right, well, let's do that. Let's date. Hugs and just kisses, non-sexual. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Right? Like it makes it changes your life into a life of action. And it doesn't have to be huge. It could be these small things. And I think that's the key.
Yeah, and even just having those conversations with your spouse, right? Like, I mean, now I'm just thinking about like, hey, I'm gonna go ask my wife, hey, what what does that look like? What do we want our daughter's husband to
Yeah.
do, right? Like, and almost, I mean, it's it kind of sounds
Just a little bit of jujitsu, man. You're like tricking her into telling you what she
right.
wants.
Exactly. You like that? That's
Yeah,
mind jujitsu. But
that is
yeah,
my
I mean, come up
jujitsu.
with a list, right? Come up with a list of items that we would want our daughter to have in her marriage, and then go model that, right? Because what we want to happen is we want our daughter to see the way we are, within our marriage, because that's the man that she's going to go look for down the road. So do I want my daughter to see me treating, my wife a certain way? Because she's going to go look for that, right? So it's a pretty important question.
Heck yeah. Giddy up.
So men,
Good chit chat.
ask that question to yourself, and maybe even go ask your spouse. Go ask that question, see what the result is. It's pretty eye
Heck
opening.
yeah. And if you want to join a group of dudes that have these kind of conversations and also have fun and do hard things and do incredible stuff, come join us on our retreat. These retreats have been absolutely incredible. Some of the feedback we've been getting is just, which I love, right? I just absolutely love is men saying, "Hey, man, the mastermind is like my favorite hour of the week." I got a text this morning, a dude that missed yesterday. He was like, "Man, sorry, I was traveling to this thing to do military stuff, and I missed my favorite hour of the week." And I'm like, "Oh man, we missed you too." But it's because the intentionality of these questions, the time, the depth, but also the
Yeah.
fun, right? And the guys have gone to the retreat. We've had a number of repeat offenders because it's just incredible to spend time with amazing dudes. So May 1 through 3, Colorado, details on our website, details at the time of recording forthcoming, but they will be available soon. It's going to be amazing. Get your bed and your seat.
Both.
But your bed. Both.
Do it. See ya.
So